Got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then advantage. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. God's plan, I don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop. Time to run it all. I wake up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they're getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down that check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone had a good weekend, and let's get into it. See, I'm all systems go. Hope everyone's well in Zoom chat here. Hope everyone's well in YouTube chat. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's have a look here. We look like we're all good. Yeah, we look good. All systems do look go. And let's start off here with the news. You guys know the drill. So today will be Monday, the 25th here. Clean day today. Nothing really much we need to worry about. We had a little bit of announcements from the JPY, but did not really impact the market early on this morning. So a few headlines, but really nothing too much. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. is actually something important. I don't know why TradingView puts this as a yellow folder, but we have the Bank of Japan core CPI tomorrow morning before our session, about an hour and a half before we normally come live. So yeah, they're expecting CPI to basically come back lower than expected. As long as it's above that 2%. If it comes back drastically lower, like we see CPI come back at 2%, 1.9 or 2.2, yeah, of course you're going to see, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. You probably will see yen weakness come into the market here, but this should be at least a orange folder, if not a red folder here. So yeah, otherwise for the rest of the week, pretty clean here, to be honest, except for Friday. We do start our bank holidays here. Bit of USD news are around Thursday, but on Friday we do have basically bank holidays here for the whole of the UK banks are going to be closed, European banks are going to be closed, US banks are still open for some reason here. We do have some news in US session here, but otherwise UK banks are here closed. So GJ will basically be trading without the GBP banks, which is inconsistent. This is because it is not only daylight saving time shift, but it is also because of Easter holidays here. So generally, it being a holiday as well, Easter is celebrated in US as well. So you will see that impact in terms of trading volume there. So, that is definitely something we have to keep an eye on and make sure you're not doing anything silly during that time, and take time off. If you're going to do it, this is the time, because banks are closed, right? So very, very simple there. And yeah, let's go ahead and look at the charts here, right? Let's have a look at the charts and see what we got going on. So obviously we're stuck in a range here from last Friday here, been stuck in this range. So let's go ahead and look what's going on today. Will we break out? Will we continue in it? We shall see. So we'll start off on the weekly time frame here, because it's a new week, and we can see previous weekly has technically closed above the resistance, leaving long rejection wick. Not too much information. If we closed above these wicks, I would say yes, continuation to fill this wick can make sense here, but this is just showing me signs of rejection here from the length of the wick. That doesn't mean that we can't create supports and retest somewhere in this wick. It's just showing me that there's a lot of rejection towards the upside here, and that's just more of a timing issue, that the way that we closed here. I'd be interested to see how it looks on other brokers here. Yeah, other brokers basically closing just slightly above here. So for me, with the way that it's closing like this, it's not enough information to tell me continuation makes sense. And this is where I use the next time frame, like the daily time frame here, and the daily time frame is clear, right? So it would be playing off the daily time frame. Obviously we've created this rejection. Remember, this is a retracement of that whole extension of news. When we had interest rate decision change, we saw yen weakness continue, and we started to see this news now being retraced. So for me, if supports are created, yeah, we can go retest some of that wick, which would be just retesting into this LTA here on the daily time frame. Now this current daily has broken previous lows. We don't have a daily support just yet, so I prefer to see before any buys would be a daily support, preferably above this previous range here. If we bring back drawings just to clean up my drawings, see if they're all accurate here. Yeah, drawings look okay here. This is the previous daily resistance. That's where I wanted to be above. Yeah, that all looks good. If we go ahead and look at the 4-hour time frame as well, basically this 500 levels being a little bit sticky here. That's your previous daily. This 4-hour resistance is no longer relevant really. Let's see what it was doing on lower. Yeah, that can go. And yeah, in terms of 1 hour here, we do have this support right here that we keep tapping into here. This 15-minute support. I mean, we could just round this off as 500 here, to be honest. Keep it like that. That line doesn't really need to be there. I think it was a support back here. Yeah, it was this support back here. But we've crossed through it. We faked out very heavily. Quick fake out here. Never broke the lows though, so that's nice to see. Respecting price action. So we're basically in a decision-making mode here. This 1 hour, I can just move up to here like this. And I change that to an R because that's a resistance. And that's pretty much it. So decision-making mode. Previous daily has closed bearish here, of course. Previous 4 hour closing bullish here. Mixed session, essentially. We could, to be honest, it's right where it is now. It's 50-50. It just has to get out the range. Doesn't matter what direction. I do think that this zone here, we're still in selling mode as long as we respect this daily resistance here. So I do think if we do see some sort of resistance, it can still continue down there. But as soon as we start to create support above the daily resistance, that's where the buys actually start to make more sense in my mind. If not, it does make sense in terms of like a classic move to go ahead and retrace the full news move here from the Bank of Japan. Probably somewhere around, we're very close, you know, 157. So, you know, 157 does make sense. Now for sells today, would be perfect to see a 30-minute candle close outside the range. Then we could entertain a wick fill here, which would also be this 15-minute support. If we're not getting 30-minute candles close outside the range, I want to be very careful because you see the reaction that happened from here. This was very, very fast. If this was not for timing, this would have been a wick, right? Because it basically, that's all it did. It came down, went up, not showing you any signs of continuation here. It just wanted to get out of that zone as fast as possible. You know, obviously a nice fake out. So that we could establish a new range low, and then people start forgetting that this could just end up being the range low right here, which is also that 15-minute support. And in hindsight, a little bit later, it looks nice and clear because we're in a range. But when you try to sell here and get stuck in this, you're like, ah, that sucks. It should have came to fill this area. Where in reality, all it did is just create its bigger range. So this could be the low of the range. So leaving this low, if we have price leaving here, that's where things get interesting. And we can start to retest into here, 120, something like that. And then see what's up once we retest around 120s. You know, that's basically your next targets there. Yeah, somewhere around these wicks here, I would say 160 to, yeah, you know, 100, something like that. Yeah, around 160 to 100, around that area would be where I would expect price to test. So currently at this 15 here, you know, if it starts to break up and out of this range here, I do think 191 will be a classic zone here for rejection. I wouldn't mind if this rejects here and comes back in the range. I would actually sell that. I wouldn't mind selling that. Ooh, excuse me. I wouldn't mind selling that. It still makes sense. We're still in bearish structure. But if we start to create supports above here, that is only where I feel like I would like to buy. And ideally, I would like to buy if I see this breakout, pull back and form some sort of structure. Could, even if it's like heavy volume, we could use even like a lower time frame to form that structure, like 5. And then try trade to 190 and continue. If not, if there's no way to enter here, then buys above 190 will be clean. The thing is, I'm not too worried because there's plenty of space to buy. If this thing does want to continue up today, which is not clear, right? Keep that in mind. It's not clear that it does want to continue up. But if it does, there's plenty of room here. You have like 50 pips here, 60 pips to there. You have another, you know, from here to here is another 15 pips. From here up to here, another, you know, 45 pips, something like that. So there is room to buy as well. So that's basically a GJ here. If we have a look at gold, what gold is doing, so, you know, looking at the weekly time frame here on gold, as we can see, weekly did create a support here. This is, you know, obviously after reaching a new all-time high here at 2200 here, you know, we have had our first type of rejection that we see here. So what I expect when I see these type of rejections here on price is I expect for price to maybe attempt to come and break the zone. If we do get a daily candle breaking this zone here, I expect a pull back first. I expect to pull back first, then I expect the continuation down. So ideally what I would like to see for continuation is I would like to see what? I would like to see price break down below this daily support here. If we can break below the daily support on a daily time frame, any pullbacks then I think are selling pullbacks and you could look to sell. Obviously we have this major 4-hour support. I'm probably more interested in the 4-hour support. What is this line here? Is this line anything? Yeah, okay, fine. I'm probably more interested in this 4-hour support below here, you know, probably selling below here. Makes a little bit more sense. Looking at 1 hour at the moment. So daily close bearish, previous 4-hour close bullish here, still stuck in this range. You know, obviously after such a massive rip for the last few days, it's kind of chilling out in this range here. We can see, you know, it's becoming a little bit, this is choppy, nice continuation. Retrace the FOMC move. FOMC move has completely retraced. Now it just needs to decide where it wants to go. So this zone here between this daily support and this 4-hour support, this is the zone where you guys are all going to get your ass handed to you trying to be smart and selling in here. Like this is where your most inconsistencies of sells are going to come. So if you try to be Mr. Smart and sell in these zones here, this is where you probably will lose a trade. Could get away with it, but from my experience, you know, in the market, that's the zone where you don't want to be selling. But, and there's a big but, if we start to reject from here, this is not a bad zone that if you start to see support, there's no reason that price is telling you that it needs to break the range just yet. You could look for upside again. Even if that ends up doing this, you still have that trade towards the upside, and you just target relevant targets and take it zone by zone if you're looking to hold a trade, or you just end up catching the trade. Regardless of bias, yes, regardless of bias, because we are in a range. Until bias is set. So, I mean, let's say we had a daily candle closing down below here, but then price is ranging in here. No, that is, you know, that broke the range. But as long as we're still inside of the range, then it doesn't matter. But if you have a candle leaving, either a 4-hour candle leaving the 4-hour support or a daily candle leaving the daily support, that will change that whole concept. But I'm saying if the candles are still, like let's say you had a wick down here on the 4-hour, but the 4-hour closed somewhere up here, and you look for buys in there, it's totally fine. Totally fine. Still makes sense. You could look for buys from the bottom of the range. It would still make sense. So we just need more information now. In terms of the lower time frame today, what have we got going on here? You know, we do have mostly like a mixed bias here. You know, it wouldn't be mad. This is weird moves, right? Can you see these pumps we have? These are very, very, very weird pumps. It's like a big pump, retracement, big pump, retracement. If that happens again and you see resistance created like this and resistance created, notice both of these resistance, create a resistance, then pull back, resistance, pull back, then close. If that happens here, go again. Like I would sell that. I would sell that if that happens. So that's something I would look at, right? If price was to just randomly pop up like this and then create a resistance somewhere here, I would sell it back down again, because you're just playing this range here and it makes sense. All it's doing is pulling back, continue down, pull back, continue down. So why not, you know, play on that? I think that would be the plan for gold in London session. Exactly, that's why you wait for that resistance, you see? Resistance formed, right? You don't just sell the first candle like you. I'm just joking, you know? So this would be the first candle here, failed, went back down, this candle closed below, take it. Same thing here. This first candle here failed, wait for the resistance, came back down, take it. Right? Same thing. If this just randomly pops up, first candle, wait for it to pop back up, then take it. So that's basically what I'm looking here at gold. I think buying gold, you could buy gold technically above. I don't really like it though, buying above 21.71. I mean, how big is the range? 35 pips, that's not bad actually, that's not bad. Just don't like how we have this downtrend here. I'd probably want to see change of structure. You know, probably I'd want to see change of structure and then something closing above to continue up. You know, something like that. We'll have to keep an eye on gold. There's not much information we have just yet. It's moving a little bit random here. So we'd have to see what it wants to do. And then we can make a decision. So that's the analysis here on both pairs. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. If you do, feel free to leave a like. You guys know the YouTube business, really do appreciate it. Definitely does help the stream here. If we can get the likes, how much of us in here? If we can get the likes up to 500 of us in here, I think we can get 250 likes. I would appreciate that. You guys know the drill, part of the game. Hate to say it, but you know the YouTube business. When trade question, waiting for it. Now the analysis is done, that's when this starts. Breakout entry model strategy, super helpful video. Oh, I'm glad you liked that video. How do you determine support and resistance line becomes no more relevant? Look at its reactions or if it's crossed through more than once. But you still have to consider if it's if it's still relevant. That will come from experience of constantly marking up. Hey boss, how to price action? Okay. What do you mean how to price action? The geopolitical tensions won't affect gold? No, as I said, it's an individual state. As soon as other states get involved, yes. But as long as it sticks to one state, then no, it's not going to do that. Up or down, sir? Why not both? No, it won't. It won't affect it. I wanted to, yeah. I'm glad you guys liked yesterday's video here. It is a super good video. It is really, really good. Do you do pre-analysis before stream or was this real-time first sight? This was real-time first sight. If I did pre-analysis pre-stream, I would have probably summed it up in 5 minutes. But that took us... How long did that take? Almost 20-minute analysis. So if yen weakness comes, are we looking for upside in GJ? Yeah, if we break out of this range towards the upside and create some sort of support, upside does make sense. How to know that liquidity has been grabbed? Because you should have a bias of a certain direction you're looking for or a certain zone you're looking to trade. Now, if that direction is bullish, let's say today we were looking for only buys, this would be confirmed liquidity grab because we've closed back in the range. Now the only thing we need is a setup. Right, so as soon as a setup happens, we have a confirmed liquidity grab and then a setup that gives us an entry. Do you have any groups that you give ideas about charts? Yeah, the only group I have that gives ideas about charts is my exclusive group. I did not understand why you said if we are in bearish, we will look for buys to fill the range. I probably said that by accident. I was pretty tired. My bad, my bad. How to learn price action? I think best place to learn price action is to start on my YouTube channel and use the free content there. Right? Especially if you're just starting to learn, there's no need to pay the first thing. I mean, just learn, watch a few videos for free, and then if you want to take things further, only then you can consider. I have a question. We know that 90% of traders fail. Yes. Do you think this will ever change in the future? No. Probably more just because they give up. Yeah, I think Alex has a point. I think that's the main reason why they fail, is that they just lose money before they actually make money. Because it's obviously easier to lose money than to make money in this game, right? It definitely won't change, man, because people are not, unfortunately, people are not getting smarter in this world. We are not seeing a generational shift of where people are getting smarter. You think it won't change technology advancing? That's the exact problem, because now it's making, technology is making people even stupider. Because the more technology advances, the more we have people's attention spans going down. I mean, think about it. Content these days, if you research on the analytics of social media platforms, The first 2 seconds of the video determines to a user if it's valuable or not. The first 2 seconds. That's nothing. How is someone going to learn a skill if their attention span is based on the first 2 seconds of watching a video to determine if it gives them enough endorphins or not? So if the majority of the population have such a mindset, then the majority of the population will fail. Now, people who show up to stream here, people who are in the group, they're not the majority of population. You guys are not majority of population because you are learning a skill and spending time and dedication. Now, to you, it might seem completely normal, and you might notice that, you might think that, that's true. But to other people, it's weird. It's weird to put this much work. That's why they remain employees, because they just want to get tasks given to them. What do you think about using order flow in trading? I think order flow is great, but the only problem is we don't have, we don't have what's this called, order flow in the Forex markets. I watched your 15 videos and then decided if I should join. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, that's the only stay. Like, watch some videos and then only then if you want, you can join the community here. But actually, the community is closed. Will open next month, so you'll have to wait. I gave chance for the wait list, but in the meantime, if you're waiting, you can always watch the free webinar. That is still available. Free webinar is still available, but you can just 6 days, not too much. Order flow doesn't work in Forex. Yes, it's not accurate because we don't have a centralized feed. I've noticed that we've gone from 10-20 pip ranges to 40-50 pip ranges. Is there a reason for this? Is it usually big pip ranges or smaller pip ranges? We're seeing bigger pushes at the moment. Who remembers, who's been in this group a little bit longer, me saying that the ranges will change as we enter March, April, May, and we will start to get bigger and bigger ranges. I said now ranges are 10-15 pips, but you guys can't be scared, because before we used to have like 8 pip stop loss, 9 pip stop loss. Now stop loss is 15, 16 pips. That's because the ranges have become, I remember 40, 50 pip candles. Yeah, that was the good old days, brother. Let us get back down to the 170s, 160s, or 149s. You'll see those candles again. But yeah, it's just seasonal, man. It's seasonal. What broker do you recommend for a beginner? No broker. If there's no such thing as a beginner broker and an advanced broker. You have to learn the skill. Just open a demo account first. I think that's going to be your best thing at the moment, is to open a demo account. When you map out your support and resistance for your time frames, do you mark them all out or do you only mark specific levels? Specific levels, right? I start from daily and always most recent. You think Forex will stop in 2026 because of crypto? If Forex stops in 2026, we will have bigger things to worry about than pressing buy and sell on MetaTrader. I'll tell you that much. If there's no US dollar, if there's no Gbpjpy, if there's no currencies, MetaTrader will be your last worry. MetaTrader will really be your last worry. It can't work like that, man. It doesn't work like that. They just can't, currencies can't disappear from one day to the next. Obviously, long term, it's bound to fail. Every currency in history has failed. We're on the road to fail. I mean, they just signed a $1.3 trillion agreement in the US. I mean, the US is in ultimate debt. All countries are in debt. But I mean, if we're looking at the dollar being the strongest currency, depends if they make MT5 work with good ping in that an atomic bunker. Actually, you want to hear something funny? MetaTrader was actually designed from a missile launching platform. The security, yes. If you go research about MetaTrader, it was actually a program, like a security program, like the coding behind it. I don't remember the full story, but you should check it to know exactly, because I know you'll understand that stuff more. But it was actually designed from what's this? A program for launching missiles. The security encryption behind it. Unless they're bullshitting on their website, you know, trying to make it seem like they're. But I don't know if they can legally do that. It's the reason BRICS are getting away from the USD? Yeah. Do you think BRICS will have an influence on the Forex market in the future? Yeah, I think, you know, the thing is, in the future it will be, at some point these currencies will fail, but it will be a very, very slow transition. It's not gonna, you're gonna wake up one day and everything is gone, you know? No currencies, no nothing, you know? It's gonna be very progressive. There will be warning signs. We will see things transition. But yeah, BRICS, of course, will have an influence, you know, for sure. Now we launching pips. Yeah, if GJ steps into, you know, second gear here, man. What the hell it's doing this morning. I need GJ to go up. I gotta go in an hour. What about order blocks? They're just fancy ways of support and resistance. They're like a specific type of support and resistance that's formulated from a big move, right? Or a reaction from a zone. But we know that anyways. Like if you mark your support and resistance anyways, you will have order blocks marked. But you see, the whole thing that I don't like is that you wait for an order block. Like people who trade that method, they wait for an order block to be tapped and then they trade the reaction based off the order block. Whereas for me, I'm trading to the order block. If it rejects at resistance and I'm bearish bias, I trade away from the order block. So both ways, both people can win, and it both equates to the same thing. Essentially, in its core, it's just price action. I mean, there's nothing else. Which session are you most profitable in so far, London or NY? I am most profitable in London, but that's because the majority of my trades are taken in London. If I were to test NY, I think I would have very similar results because all the trades that I do take in NY are quite high probability. Those who have been in the exclusive group, because the exclusive group is the only place where, basically I am trading NY publicly. So they would tell you how NY trading has been in terms of the NY chat. It's very similar to London trading, just small, tiny differences. But if there's a setup, there's a setup. And normally what happens, and they can attest to this, is that if we're waiting for something to happen during London and it doesn't happen during London but happens in NY, we're taking the same trade. We're just waiting for the next volume time. Like actually, you don't even have to think of it of a session. You just have to think of, okay, what time in the market is there volume that you can take a trade that you know works. But overall, I would prefer London for Forex because of since there's no news, right? There's not no news, but there's a way less than US session. But again, if you're trading stuff like indices and gold and stuff like that, then no-brainer US session is going to be better. Like gold in London is very inconsistent for me. Very, very inconsistent. Like when I backtested gold during London, I had one setup that worked very, very well throughout the year, but it didn't set up all the time. And you have to use bigger stop losses because it's based on 1 hour. But, excuse me. When I tested gold throughout the year, it was like some months were like 90% win rate, some months were like 60% win rate. It was super fluctuating. And when I look back to see why some months were higher than the others, it's because gold, it's easy to make money when it's purely trending. But then, it's better just to have to stick to NY then. Went over my data in London for gold, drains my profits, so I cut it out during London. Yeah, it's facts. It's definitely like that. And then there'll be periods of time, man, where London just is beautiful and keeps pushing. But then it doesn't make sense because you're going to give that profit back continuing to trade. So what I find best is that if I'm going to trade gold, I just stick to it to NY. And the best time I like to trade gold is when it has breakouts. Like recently, I've taken on gold maybe about 3-4 trades over the last 2 months. And all of those trades have been on the massive breakouts. You know? None of those trades have been like in a range. After a level is broken, should we enter on the retest directly? Depends on how the level was broken, but you don't have to wait for a retest all the time. No way. I don't actually wait for a retest. I just wait for a bottom wick. I don't care where that bottom wick becomes, where it comes. See what EU is doing here. Nice little continuation from here. Retracing some of Friday's move. GU looks more bearish than bullish than GJ. We do have a support. I mean, GU is not in such a nasty range like GJ. I think fake out trades, if this comes back and then fakes up back in the range, they make sense on that. Where's USD/JPY? Yeah, USD/JPY, this is another thing I want you guys to warn you guys about. Please, this week, maybe next week, if we continue to see, I want everyone to listen to this, all right? If we continue to see yen weakness, be very, very, very careful because we are in levels of intervention. This is historically where interventions happen around the 152s on the 151 800s on USD/JPY. If you look at the Jixi here, you can see we are pushing on new lows here. Very close to be pushing on new lows. So until we see some strength come back into the yen and maybe we bounce back up here, if we bounce, we're okay. I don't think any interventions will happen. But if this attempts to push on new lows here and we start to see daily candles break below this support here, then we could see some interventions or at least speeches coming from the Bank of Japan to try temporarily strengthen their currency as they like to do. So keep that at the back of your mind, that if you're looking for buys on pairs like GJ, USD/JPY, looking for buys, if sudden yen strength comes in, you could be messed up in your position. So maybe don't be holding buys, would be something, something safer here, not to be holding buys. Or if you do hold buys, there's no harm in that, but just put stop loss in profits, right? So if any slippage comes through, you're going to be safe, right? If in case any slippage comes through or something like that. So just put stop loss in profits, 10, 15 pip profit, and or trail stop loss is going to be even better just in case some of this news comes out once we start pushing. But if we didn't push on these lows, you're okay. Obviously looking for sells, you would be safe either way. Nikkei falling? Okay, then that could be positive for bounce of the yen. After a level is broken, when... Oh, I answered that. Harry, you get approximately 4 to 5 opportunities monthly in a session, so why don't you keep a watch on 2 to 3 additional pairs like Euro USD? No, I get about 3 to 4 trades a week. 3 to 4 trades is my average per week. and that's enough for me, right? And the reason I don't look at other pairs is because Euro USD, I don't like the way it moves. It's too slow for me. And there's not really any other pairs that, that attract me in terms of looking for setups. Because if I have to trade GJ and GU, then let's say, for example, they're both Gbp pairs. And if I see a good setup on GJ and a good setup on GU, it's hard to choose between. And I don't like that. Impressive work by you, sir. You changing lives. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Glad you like the content. What's up, Harry in chat? 3 to 4 trades with or without NY. On average, I'd say per week in NY, I'm probably taking 2 trades, 3 trades, maybe max NY. Then the most are going to be London session here. Most are going to be London. I mean, last week I was supposed to take 2 trades. I only took 1 trade last week. 1 win, and that's it. And that's because of all the news we had, right? Good morning, Harry. Do you think that this strategy works on futures and indices? 100%. You just have to learn how indices move a little bit more. Learn how indices move. It's just adapting to that pair. But of course, it will work. It does work. I know that for a fact because I have people trading who I know, not futures, but futures is the same, but they've been trading indices with this strategy for a while. People trading Bitcoin, I know, for a while. Futures is just, it's realistically the same thing. You're still buying and selling shorts and long. It's the same thing, but the only difference is you're trading, NYSE open, and you're trading it on contract basis. Do you have any tips for GU from your experience? Exactly the same, man. Just a lot of people in the group trading GU, compare your analysis to theirs. There's nothing really that changes much on GU in terms of, measure your ranges. Ranges are a lot smaller on GU. So sometimes 6 pip, 7 pip move on GU is good enough, right? Remember, it's not like GJ where we're looking to push 10, 15 pips. What are your views on swing trading in Forex? Yeah, if that's something you like to do, you can always do it. I prefer to be in and out of the market as quick as possible, as I don't like, sitting on a trade, to be honest. What are interventions? It's when the Bank of Japan sells dollar and buy, well, normally they sell dollar, but they buy up their currency to temporarily strengthen it. I keep GJ for London and gold in NY. Yeah, that's a gold combo. How to overcome overtrading? Your name is Be Disciplined. That is the best shit I've ever heard, bro. Your name is Be Disciplined, and you ask me how to become overtrading. And the answer is in your name, brother. Believe it or not, you have to find ways to leave the charts. Right? Find ways to leave the chart. His name is a reminder. Yeah, every time read your name. Read your name, and leave the charts. Spend one session. Give yourself one bullet in that session and leave the charts. You will not overtrade. Harry, will your strategy always work? Yeah, of course, it's price action. I don't know about any other strategy that involves moving averages and all of this, order blocks and stuff like this. But price action, there's no other way. Think about it like this. There's no other way that charts can move, okay, than the way that we trade them. Charts will either go up or down, so we wait for charts to go up or down. Okay, when it's going sideways, we don't really want to do much. Charts will always create some form of support and resistance, which is what we continuously mark, right? Price will want to break those support and resistance, right? See your GJ plans. What he's looking for today. Buys above 840. Yeah, I think 840 is much safer buys here. I'm also looking at support above 500. I mean, is it 500? 840. This one here. I want support above 890 actually. That's what I want. So I got confused with 191. Because this could be a nice little setup for fake out zone where you just see this and not today. Same thing that happened here. It does it to the top of the range. So I want to see support, then we go. And after support, if it still ends up faking out, then, you know, just choppy day, right? We'll get those sometimes. GU markup. Wow, that's a big rejection, huh? And for sells, probably just take it flat below 500. Let it get below 500. Harry, your 5-minute strategy is like setup 3? No, that strategy is just a setup. It's like a thunderstorm. But no, it's not like setup 3. It is like setup 3 on the lower time frame. But remember, confirmation comes from 15. It's just a setup that we take all the time. What do you think about rejection on GU? Yeah, it's a good rejection on GU here. Would be great to see some sort of 5-minute structure here trying to form itself. No top wick here. Yeah, if a 30-minute can close bullish, it looks good. Otherwise, this thing will just continue ranging here. Same like GJ. How big is the range here? 4 pips? Yeah, it's a bit small range, so you need something decent, you know, to get involved in that range. Could it be a liquidity grab? Could be at the moment, could be. Are there specific videos that you can watch on price action, or everything is important? Specific videos, you know, stick to, you know, some of the, you know, fundamental videos like the course. Course is very, very good, you know. Just take it topic by topic. I'd like to attend your NY live sessions. What do I do? My NY sessions are NY live chat most of the time. So it's not a Zoom call, it's a live chat. I prefer it like that as I'm not just sitting at the charts the whole time. So I just set alerts and we have a NY live chat going on. So in order to join that, you'll have to be part of the exclusive group, but that will open in 6 days here. So you have to wait. You have to wait till that opens, and then it will be first come, first serve, like always. Hey, Mr. Harry, can we take a trade on zone? You can take any trade you want, brother. Any trade you want. Mixed bias. Yeah, that looks fine in terms of a plan. I'd like if that closes above after that rejection wick, that would look good. Yeah, that looks good. Just where's your 4-hour resistance? You just have to watch this, yeah? Like that's hard BE. What are fair value gaps? They're like they're a form of LTAs, you know, they're a form of clean candle zones, but they're just inefficiencies. It's all ICT stuff, man. Price action doesn't involve that stuff. Would you mind going over your 5-minute thunderstorm strategy? I posted a video about my 5-minute thunderstorm, so why don't you just watch that video? It is too long to explain for stream, you are right, but that's why I made a video about it. Remember guys, I spent a lot of time here and effort putting this good content on the channel. So check it out here. Look, this price action entry changed my trading, the thunderstorm. Check that video out. Can you take a look at gold? Yeah, I can look at gold, man. What do you want me to look at? I mean, for now, gold is just, it's trying to make up its mind. It's still in this downtrend here. So potentially if you start to break above 70s here, you could see a little bit of a push back up to the top of the range, I feel. If not, then you have the potential rejection somewhere around here. So you just have to be careful that it doesn't reject here. You know, something like that. Wonder if GJ will break out today. Would be nice just to see it, you know, move its ass, to be honest. Do you teach also in your exclusive group? Oh yeah, bro. Not, see, the exclusive group is like it's a comprehensive thing. Like there's everything you need inside of that. And it's not about teaching, it is about teaching, but it's about actually getting feedback from me. So instead of watching a course, watching videos are great, but you need to learn to apply the information. And you're not going to learn to apply the information until you get feedback, until you are in an environment where people are better than you. Right? You need to put yourself in environments that people are better than you, and then try get better than them. Right? And then they will see that, oh, you're getting good, and it will motivate them to stay good. And then that builds what? A powerful community, which is the exact point of having that, right? Is to have a powerful community. Right? And then you get to speak to me, like after the stream ends, we still on Zoom. You have any questions, you open your mic and discuss. You know, you ask me directly. You ask me directly, you can ask me in chat. How many days per week don't you get to place a single trade? Last week was probably the longest. Was there a time this year, guys, that we didn't place a trade for almost the whole week? I don't think so. I think last week was the longest I hadn't placed a trade for like 3-4 days. 3 days. But that was just because of the news we had that week. There was in January or November. I think intervention time as well, right? Didn't we sit out a little bit for intervention time? I think we sat out for a week. Something like that. Do you trade GJ during NY session? Yeah. If a setup that is supposed to happen in London does not happen, then I'll trade that in NY. Like today, if nothing happens in London, I'll be looking for NY to give me the move that should have happened in London. I pulled my back a few days ago, sneezed and folded my back. It hurt so hard. Oh no, man. Get well soon, get well soon. But you need to keep that moving. You need to be doing exercises. Don't stay still with that back, you know, because you will get it locked up. So make sure to, you know, maybe go see someone who can help you with that. As I don't know who you... who you... This number one drawings, bro. What's this on? GJ? Yeah, that would be ideal. If we saw that, exactly what I would like to see. Breakout, support above, even if we get that on 5, then the continuation, exactly. How much risk should I take? Probably as a beginner, you need 1% would be fine as a beginner. As a beginner, 1% will be safe, and I would recommend that. Get a chiropractor. I think physiotherapist first. Chiropractor is more for mobility of bones. They're fine as well. How much is good capital to start with? Whatever you can comfortably afford is the best to start with. I got stopped out on that big lower candle. Yeah, it's too early to buy, man. It's unfortunately too early to buy. You need to wait for price to break the zone. You can't be buying at resistance here. Don't have FOMO. Don't have FOMO and want to immediately buy, because this is what will happen, right? Know when it's not a good time to trade. Like, there's nothing I can do about these markets ranging right now. But what I can do is not try to FOMO in just to take a trade and make myself feel good or feel like I've done something. Because remember, in this job, I can sit here and lose money. And that's potential income that I could have had. If price starts moving, getting out of this range, yeah, I'm fully alert, I'm fully active, trying to find an entry. And that's my next goal. And when an entry presents, I need to be fully prepared, confident, and ready to execute on that entry. And if I'm losing confidence by doing stupid shit before that entry, guess what's going to happen? I'm probably going to miss the entry that was the best entry. Because I would have lost confidence, would have confused myself, and end up back at square one. So essentially, although you feel like you're doing nothing in a range, you're building discipline, you're not getting involved in stupid positions, you're not losing money, and you are just preparing yourself for when the plan plays out. Because that's my number one goal, is as soon as I see the plan trigger, I need to be ready to put risk on the line. And significant risk. Right? We're not here putting $10, $5 on a trade. If that was the case, I think that could be some problem for most people, is that they probably think it's a joke because they're putting $10, $5. Well, when you're here putting 4 figures on a trade, it's a different story, right? You need to make sure you're locked in. Because at the end of the day, I have to focus on my own trading here, No matter what people around me are saying, at the end of the day, that's important to me. So I have to make sure nothing gets affected by that. No comment, GJ is messing around for now. Yes, it is. I've heard that not trading is a form of trading. Yes, there's an interview with a very famous, more investor than trader, but he said that he never spoke to clients because clients used to mess him up by saying, you haven't taken or allocated our money somewhere in the last 6 months. And he said that used to put pressure on him. And it's true. So he was very successful. And he said sometimes 6-7 months he wouldn't do any investment, and then he would allocate his capital and then continue from there. Can you find it? That interview? Yeah, I have it on my phone here. I have it on my phone. I need to send it to a bunch of free. Yeah. Let's see if I can find that exact scene. I do remember I kept it on my phone. Let's have a look. 80% sure at the moment. 80% win rate. That I have it on my phone. I have found it, but let me find that part. I'll play it back to you. Let's see, let's see. Yeah, here. Look. Here. Let's see if we can play it. Tell me if you guys in the chat while it's playing can hear on the mic.
Decisions you have to make. Nothing is forced upon you. So there are no called strikes in the business. The pitcher just stands there and throws balls at you. And if you're playing real baseball and it's between the knees and the shoulders, you either swing or you got a strike called on you. If you get too many called on you, you're out. In the securities business, you sit there and they throw U.S. Steel at 25 and they throw General Motors at 68, and you don't have to swing at any of them. They may be wonderful pitches to swing at, but if you don't know enough, you don't have to swing. And you can sit there and watch thousands of pitches, and finally you get one right there where you want it, something that you understand, and then you swing. And
so you might not swing for 6 months.
You might not swing for 2 years.
Isn't that boring?
It would bore most people, and certainly boredom is a problem with most professional money managers. If they try to sit out an inning or two, not only do they get somewhat antsy, but their clients start yelling "swing you bum," from the stands, and that's very tough for people to do.
Warren, your approach seems so simple.
There you go. Right? People, like his analogy was that people start telling you from the stands, they start telling you to swing. That's why I ignore everyone who speaks to me and I focus on my own trading, right? Because it's hyped, the market. You have to realize, look at the top money managers in the world. He's saying that many reason money managers fail is because they have clients around them telling them swing. Allocate our money. And he said up to 2 years I won't allocate something. Right? Of course, we're not going to sit here for 2 years and not take a trade. But my point is that if you go around the circle, you will realize you'll end up right back to where you started and realize that, you know what? Waiting for my edge in the market, waiting for my trade is always going to be the best way. Who's this guy? I need to remember his name. Like, I'll tell you facts, man. Facts is that if I started trading and I only took one trade every 2 days in my first journey of trading, I would have been in a much better position. I would have learned more. So if I spent 1 day taking a trade and the next day studying that trade that I took, imagine where I would be today. Like, that's crazy. So basically, no FOMO, just wait. Yeah, I think patience is my biggest source of income, you know? Like, if you want to take trades all the time, you have to adapt a strategy that puts big risk on the line. Right? That's actually a rhyme. That's crazy. If you want to take trades all the time, be ready to put big risk on the line. Right? So if you just want to get involved in a position, then you have to have a position that accommodates for the market always fluctuating. All right? So what you would have to do to get in a position all the time is you would choose a time of volume, you would take a trade, and you would run stop loss somewhere where it's very unlikely to be tapped. Right? You're not looking at risk to reward, you're just looking at getting involved in a volume move. Is it profitable? Yes, but you're putting big risk on the line. So what does that achieve? That achieves you getting a trade pretty much almost every single day. Because every single day you expect price to move. Right? You expect price to move every single day. And if price moves every single day, all you have to do is pick some form of direction. And even if you're wrong that day and price pulls back on you heavy, your stop loss is in such a safe place that it's very unlikely to be hit. But the day it is hit, you've taken that big hit, right? You've had that time where you now have to rely on, again, trading multiple amounts of trades and higher volume to make that back. So again, at the end of the day, it achieves the same thing, because if you risk, now if you use a proper, let's say stop loss that is, you're either wrong or right very quickly, and you have a relevant target, it will achieve the same thing as that, but maybe there's not as much trades because you need to wait for the setup. But P&L wise, profitability wise, stress wise, it could be better or worse. And that's where personal understanding will make sense and personal preference will make sense. I don't think that's Mark Douglas. Right? So that's where personal preference becomes. Do you like holding trades for days? You're a swing trader. Do you not like holding trades for 15 minutes because it's fast? You don't like scalping. Do you prefer to not be wrong in the markets and hold heavy drawdown? Or do you not like drawdown at all? If you notice, my trades don't hold much drawdown. It's Warren Buffett? No, it's not Warren Buffett. Harry, because daylight saving changes in Australia this week, I've been backtesting NY gold. I noticed not much setup 2 or 5 entries after news pushes. It just goes up and maybe down. Don't get entries. Maybe just a particular month I was testing. Yeah, you have to trade momentum, breakouts. Thunderstorms is going to be your friend, really, Thunderstorms, breakouts, setup ones, that's what you're mostly looking at. Using 5 minute for stop loss on those breakouts. So maybe in your backtesting session, try that out. Oh yeah, just a quick reminder, guys. If you haven't liked the stream, be sure to like the stream. 628, appreciate everyone showing up, but just joking. But yeah, this week, daylight saving times has shift. So if daylight saving times does not shift in your country, okay, if daylight savings does not shift in your country, like me, then we will go back or forward 1 hour, right? So remember, stream now, if you look at my clock, it says 11:38. I started at 10:30. So stream will now start at 9:30 my time. So maneuvering through news, you kind of have to just wait for after the news. And also, you're not looking for NY session, look for NYSE. Right? Look to get in just before NYSE. That's what I was getting me, massive stop loss, never took entries. Yeah, that's how it typically is. How big is this range in here? 27 pip range. London will start 1 hour earlier or after. If you live in London, it won't make a difference. 8 a.m. will be 8 a.m. But for people like me who live in Dubai and we don't have the time zone shift, daylight saving, for me it will be 1 hour earlier. Many times I enter the trades knowing 70% that it may have some drawdown. Is that a good rule to enter trades where I cannot foresee drawdown? For me, the thing is, as long as there's difference between bad drawdown and good drawdown. I don't mind holding drawdown if it follows my plan. Now, the way that I enter trades, I try to avoid as much drawdown as possible. If you notice sometimes, Claudio, you might get in maybe 3-4 pips before me, but the trade that I take doesn't hold drawdown. Remember, you took those buys a little bit earlier that day, and then I took it on the close above? But you had to hold it in the range for like maybe 30, 40, 50 minutes. So that's just an efficiency thing, Because realize the more drawdown we hold, it has a chance to come to stop loss. But when you're executing in an area where it's very unlikely to come to stop loss, it increases probabilities by 2-3% and also time efficiency, right? But it doesn't make that much as a difference. It follows the plan. You'll still have your probabilities, So that type of drawdown, I don't mind holding. Bro, I'm in Colorado. What time would that be? What time is it for you now? It'll be an hour earlier for you now, I believe. Just make sure you're subscribed. I'll tell you the easiest way. just be subscribed to the channel, and I'm not doing this to shill my channel, but be subscribed to the channel and turn on notification, and I'll tell you why. I'm not doing this to shill the channel, but when my stream goes live, that is going to be 1.5 hours before London Open. So that's the easiest way to know what time London Open is when my stream goes live. It will be 1.5 hours before that. So if you see my stream pop up, you know that in 1.5 hours, London will open. So that's the best way you can know. And you know, you also get to come and watch the stream. Maybe we break out towards the downside. It's possible. 18 minutes till London Open. It could happen. Right, thanks, man. You're a G, by the way. Appreciate you, brother. NY came back by 1 hour. London will stay the same for me if I'm not wrong. Yes, but London, then it will adjust. And remember, because your daylight savings will go back by an hour. So now, since you go back by an hour, New York will go forward. There's this week where it's unbalanced. By next week, everything will be the same as it was before. Best stream plug I've ever heard? Yeah, it's not a bad one, right? 10 out of 10 for that. We both win. He gets to know what time it is, and at the same time, I get 1 subscriber. How many subscribers we have? Oh, we're close, guys. Almost 49k here. 49k almost. Almost at that 50k. That 50k will do a nice giveaway for that. A day you wait for a pitch, you are like when the fielders are asleep and you hit it up. Yeah, he said that, but that video is definitely not Warren Buffett because it doesn't look like him in the video. Unless it's an extremely young Warren Buffett. I doubt it. Maybe he got it from, you know, Warren Buffett. How to enter 30-minute candles with clean candles if... How to enter 30-minute candles with clean... Because you base the trade on 15-minute, right? But remember, wicks like this does not count as a clean zone. When does daylight saving start in London? 31st. You're in my head. Last week I watched every video of yours. Damn. Charlie Munger? Yeah, it should be him. Who's your motivation for gym? A few people. Mostly just bodybuilders, man. Mostly bodybuilders. You know? Couple of guys, you know? Mostly just a couple of guys. I like to... I like, you know, basically the hardcore. I like Branch Warren. Right? Branch Warren is very good. I like, you know, Brett Wilkin, Justin Shire, who else? Sean Clarida, Derek Lunsford, who else? Nick Walker is pretty good. I like, who else do I watch? Who else? Yeah, I have a few more, but Sam Sulek. Did he stop? Did who stop? Schwarzenegger? Yeah, of course he stopped long time ago. Do you go for holidays in hot places? I don't go on holiday, bro. But no, if I went to holiday, I don't go to cold places. How you have good physique, you should go in WWE. No, I'm alright, thanks. Probably a little bit easier to make money, I guess. Why is traveling not something you're interested in? Just no time, bro. It's not. I would travel, but there's just literally no time, man. Even in gym, I'm busy. You can ask any of my close friends who come with me to gym. I'm not there turned off. Like, I'm busy. And it's not any flex, it's just reality. Like, there's literally no downtime. Like, how could I... Like, right now, if I say I want to drop everything and go on holiday, it's tough. It's tough to do that. I put a bullet on my desk to remind myself to make each trade count, no gambling. I hope that bullet's to remind yourself you have one bullet, not to fuck yourself up if you don't. Bro, please. Keep the magazine very far away, please. Very, very, very far away. Man's taking it serious. He's like, now these markets won't fuck with me, man. One bullet, I better fire it. My girlfriend keeps pushing me to go on holiday because we never do it. I find it a huge waste of money. Money that I can invest later holidays. Who's right here? Girlfriend's right. I said that because you have your mic open. But anyways. No. Girlfriend's actually right. You should go on holiday. Just plan them out nice. You can have a great time. If you have time to go on holiday, you should, man. But just make sure you enjoy it. Like, do something you actually want to enjoy. It's not a waste of money. You can actually travel for very cheap. Right? You can, remember, at the end of the day, money will come and go. And for me, I don't mind to spend money on things for experiences. Because at some point, all of the things you have will no longer be here because you won't. And you would have not been able to enjoy the times you had because you could have. Remember, a lot of the population can't enjoy what you work for. If you're like me, which, you know, obviously people are, if you're working hard, why not enjoy yourself? Because if you're not going to do it for someone else, right? Because that's the whole point we do it. Like, you know, for me, I splurge like on my, you know, my mother, like if I were to buy her something, I splurge, man, like money that I shouldn't be spending like that. But it's the memories that count, not the item. So if you can honestly buy yourself something or do something for you, for yourself, you know, then do it. Like, there's no harm in that. Just, it's okay to make a little stupid financial decision. Like, a big stupid financial decision is bad, but little ones are okay because you have to have some form of enjoyment. Otherwise, simply, I'll tell you this from experience and from the standpoint that I am mentally, if I don't do something soon to keep my head straight or to enjoy a little bit, then you're just gonna not enjoy doing what you originally love to do, which is trade. And that's the exact thing that I don't want to, because there's so much opportunity in this game and you don't want to burn out. And I will burn out. Yeah. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So you're saying 765 LTA is a smart one. Bro, me, with people like you who like cars, yeah, 100%. You buying cars just for flex reason, please do something else. But if you actually can and like you're not gonna, this is all I'll say, you know. No, like literally you can, man. If you could afford it, then why not? Why most professional traders live in Dubai? Because they're all cap. I'm the Dubai OG. If they want to claim that they're the OG trader in Dubai, they better try 1v1 me. Telling you, bro. They're all cap. They probably do it for tax reasons. Spend 10k on a holiday for what? To enjoy, bro. To enjoy. If you're not gonna enjoy it, then you have to realize why. Why aren't you gonna enjoy it? One v1 me. What taxes if they're not profitable? Bro, that's the best. That's the best. How can they be taxed if they're not profitable? YouTube taxes? You don't have any taxes on YouTube. Can you take a look at EU right now? We close above the zone. Wait for another 15 minutes. Let's have a look. Did we close above? Yeah, we didn't. We closed right at. Is that above on your broker? I'll probably say wait for a 5-minute closing strong bullish here. If anything, you know, because it's right at the zone, so you probably need the 5-minute. But still, probably you could, if a 5-minute closes, you could run stop somewhere down below here, maybe like around 08172. And then anything closing, 15-minute faking out, you can manage. Yeah, exactly. That is fine, but still keep 15-minute stops. Give me a sec, I'll be back in 1 second. Yeah, this is what we were speaking about here on gold. Remember that it could tap here and reject, but very hard to enter based on that. It's still 50-50. This is literally one candle. People start trading for a week, then move to Dubai next week. Facts, bro. A lot of people get burnt, though. A lot of people get burnt. You'll see them leave Dubai very quick. They come here, they try keep up a heavy lifestyle. Yeah, Dubai cloud chasers. Facts, bro. A lot of people come here and they just get themselves messed up. I see it all the time, man. They chase cloud, they think it's cool, they try to network here, and they're all they did is, all of these guys who came from other countries are just networking inside of the country. It's not like they're meeting new people in Dubai. No, they're just networking from the same audience. So it's not always the most useful network. The best. I don't speak to people my age. I know that sounds biased, but I don't speak to people my age because normally they don't have enough information that they can help with. Like, I listen to people who are in their 50s, don't have a social media following, could probably buy out 90% of all Forex traders on YouTube. Didn't you say you haven't even networked with any traders? Yeah, first of all, traders don't want to network with me, probably because of envy reasons. Secondly, is that the industry is quite fickle. They'll always want to take something from you. I don't understand why it can't be like the bodybuilding industry. The bodybuilding industry, like, coaches coach other coaches to and all of this, Like, I literally would be more than happy to have general conversation. Like, so they won't lose. Yeah, it's about money, but at the end of the day, if you're actually here trading, why are you worried about losing clout? Like, You know, I don't get it. It's competition is also healthy. You know? Yes, at the gym, everyone is helping everyone. Yeah, bro. And go to the gym, and the biggest guy in the gym is probably the nicest guy. In this industry, it's all shadow and hiding. 100%, man. I'll tell you one thing. I've spoke to all very big professional business people who have made it very far in this world. And the one thing that they told me is that they made it because they network with people and collaborated together. Back in the old days, there's no way you could be successful unless you worked with other people. These days, it's all selfish. Everyone's being selfish. There's too many snakes, you know? That's why Drake raps about it. Snakes in the grass, so it's harder to see. I'm telling you. Can accept that one is luckier or more handsome, but no one will accept one is more intelligent? Yeah. It is human nature though, yes. Volume started to kick in. I don't think volume kicked in at 11 today, man. Because we didn't see price move at 11 o'clock. Nothing happened. We're just stuck in the same range here. This is turning into a podcast stream today. Podcast stream today. Until GJ moves its ass, or gold moves its ass, or something moves its ass, because only thing I'm doing here is sitting on my ass at the moment, which I do every day, but anyways. Night. We need Joe Rogan. I would love to be on a podcast, man. Podcast is fun. I love to discuss topics, speak with other individuals. You can find a lot of interesting stuff, you know? And discuss a lot of interesting stuff. So no, I'd love to be on a podcast. I don't care with who, but just someone like-minded, can ask questions, dissect my brain a little bit. It's always fun. It's always fun. Harry, podcast with Andrew Tate? Yeah. I can make up ask, how much do you offer? You have to pay me to be on your podcast. Are you joking or what? Would love to see you on Words of Wisdom. Yeah, he has a very popular podcast in the Forex space. He has a very popular. He interviews a lot of people, man. A lot of people. But I don't know how that works. I don't want to ask him to be on a podcast unless he wants me. That's the thing. It's like the same thing with sales, right? I don't make people. I don't sell anything. People buy, you know. So, same with podcasts. I wouldn't want to be on a podcast just because I asked, because then it feels like I owe him something. Where I don't, it's not going to change much for me being on his podcast or not. If I could bring value to his podcast, I'd be happy to be on it. Share ideas, maybe bring more value to people. And in return, yeah, of course, maybe it helps my name get out there a little bit more, but then at the same time I've helped him by bring value. But if there's no value for him from me, then I don't need any value from him, you know. Will you do a podcast on your YouTube? If I can find an individual that's interesting. He's SMC biased though. He did with Don and Raja. You could definitely bring value to his podcast. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know how it works. Maybe you guys DM him or something like that or whatever. I'm not going to reach out to him because I don't want to ask for clout or anything. It would have to be, maybe he just doesn't know about me, whatever. But I really don't want to open that rabbit hole where now I feel like I owe someone something and then it just comes back to backlash you. I know how this industry works. It can be very dangerous. Harry podcast with ICT. Oh my god. How would that end up? That would be so funny. How about a podcast with my friend from Japan? That would be the best podcast. How's the 1 hour candle close here? It did close bearish here. Oh. Who's that drawing? Go ahead, go ahead. The guy who took the long at 4 hour resistance and lost? Yeah, exactly, him. You'd moan all the time? Yeah, but it would be super entertaining. I would have so much fun on that podcast. I'd be in tears. The 1,000 lot guy? Yeah, of course the 1,000 lot guy. Yep, pissed at the market maker. We could maybe, have a therapy session and discuss about his problems. We can do with something AI simulating him. It would be super funny. What is gold done here? Gold also ranging. Damn, this is really rough session. Slow session? Yeah, we're just stuck in a damn range. Podcast with C-Bum? Yeah, like I can get in contact with C-Bum. Come on. Do you change your lot size depending on the trade? Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Podcast with C-Bum and Sam Sarak? Yeah, that would go viral on internet. But I have no place in that podcast. One night with Tiny. Is Monday normally dry? No, not always, man. Not always. Not always. We're just stuck in this really messy range here. You can see. US30 got volume, but does it really at this time? Oh yeah, one candle pump. What about gold? Gold still in the range? Yeah. What about GU? GU did anything, boys? No. EU did anything? No. Good waiting for that 5 minute, huh? Gmail? Saved your ass. What's up, London? London needs to move its ass. Inside range trade, I mean, this 15-minute has closed support. If this was outside the range, I would like this type of trade here where we fake out, close support. But remember, this is mixed bias and this is the middle of the range. Middle of the range is the most inconsistent part of the range. Bottom and top of the range is the most consistent depending on bias. Middle is most inconsistent part of the range. So this look would have been nice, you know, break the highs, come back to the top of the range. That would have been an option if this was a fully bullish bias. But if you measure the range here, it's too small. I mean, breaking this high somewhere up here is like maybe 9 pips here. Your stop loss is about 15 pips. The problem is that we have this 30-minute resistance around 2 pips away, another resistance around 7 pips away, and then the 1 hour resistance also around 2 pips away, 1 hour closed bearish. So I don't think this would be a valuable trade. It's not enough to get to break even. That's my point. And in the middle of the range, it's just more points I can make. It's kind of like you would have to be, you know, on top and time this perfectly for this shit to happen, you know, at the exact time. You'd have to time it super perfect. Trump, make Forex great again. Yeah, Trump will affect the Forex markets. Would you ever live in the US? I don't think so. Never say never, but you know. Hola? Hey man. Please look at NZD USD. Possible buys coming. Let's see. NZD USD. Where's my NZD USD? Do I not have NZD USD on this list? Oh, you saw it? That's NZD Chef. Oh yeah, there it is, right above GJ. How blind. How blind. What's biased though? We are popping up here. A little bit of a bounce. Daily time frame bearish. Previous 4 hour bullish here. Yeah, it's trying to bounce here. I really think that your entry was a little bit missed here. I think you would have entered on this candle break of the high and you would have held drawdown. But your stops would have been below the range because we're on mixed bias and that's your setup 2 back to the top of the range. You would have held drawdown for sure because you would have entered when that candle broke the high here. This candle, you know, you would have been triggered into that position. And then your stops would have been below here anyways, or at least below this support. Thank you, Claudio. And then you would continue bullish. So I think that was the trade. Yeah, that would have been the trade. So you would have been entered already. So right now, you need to wait for some form of pullback to get involved. Has GJ moved up? No. Shit, man. If this thing can just flip and fly, it would be great. Save the bullet for the cleaner shot. Yeah, I do have some empty cartridges here, but we need a ready bullet, not empty cartridges. GJ ranging today? Yes, it is ranging at the moment. Yeah, it's tough. Happy Holi. Today is Holi. Well, happy to Holi to everyone who celebrates Holi. Barcode movement for all my pairs. Yeah, it's pretty much a lot is barcoding. Look at this. This is creating barcodes. GU is having a bit of a retracement here. Trying to get out. They're trying at the moment. They're trying. UJ is barcoding. GJ is trying, but it's failing every time. Just going alone. Banks forgot about GJ. Yeah, hopefully it can break the range. Will you ever leave GJ? Shh. Don't talk about that. We'll get in trouble this week. If I don't see a better pair during London. GJ is so good, man. It's so good. It's such a fun pair. What sign of reversal? Proper reversal, higher time frame, you need like daily and 4-hour change of structure. What times are you on live? I'm live from 10:30 a.m. Dubai time, but that will change to 9:30 a.m. So be sure just to subscribe to the channel, then you'll know when I go live, because you'll get a notification. You'll get a notification. You think 2% gain every month is enough, or it's too slow? Depends on size of your account, but I think you could push for a little bit more if you refine your strategy a little bit more. When computing expectancy, I'm concerning about BE trades. How do you factor in BE trades? Are they classified wins, losses, or simply excluded from tally of trades conducted? They're excluded from tallies of trades conducted. Reason being is that most of the time, you know, you can close BE plus 1 pip, minus 2 pips, minus 1, or directly at BE, and it all equates itself at the end of the year, you know. Especially when you're trading something like GJ and you're making an average of 15 pips. When you're making an average of 15 pips, the commission you lose on BE, they can add up after a while, but it's not too much. You know? And people's now spam calling me, bro. Why have you not adjusted 1 hour when in 15 minute? Because I'm not interested in trading this range anyway, so I don't really care about that 1 hour. Buys will be above this 15 minute here. But I've just left it as a 1 hour because until we break out, only then I'm interested. Otherwise, it'll just keep ranging in this 7 pip range here. Or however much pip range. How much are we dealing with? Yeah, 7 pip range. What about gold? I believe also still ranging at the moment. Yeah, gold is also still ranging. I think if you want to be aggressive today, if we start to break below these lows, you could have opportunities for sells. Otherwise, it's still making up its mind. It might do something like this again down here. So it might form a range. Like I said, if it forms this range, breaks out, wait for that change of structure, sell it back down. That would be an easy trade. If that happens, I'll be happy to take that. You know, but it's doing this again here. Look, same type of range, and then breakout we could see, and then a breakout. Who knows? Or it could just, well, I don't know what it wants to do. It needs to make up its mind. You know, same thing with GJ. It needs to make up its mind. Will it break out of the range, or will it stay in the range? That is the question. You know, will this 5 minute now reject the top of the range? I mean, high chance it does reach the top of the range right now. It makes sense for it to reach the top of the range, but can we break out? When people say they earn 1% per month, is it in relation to their account size or the total amount they choose to invest in a particular month? I think you mean 1% per trade. 1% per month is extremely low figure unless they're trading on a massive institutional account. Like if you're only earning 1% per month in trading, you probably won't be earning enough to make it anywhere. Like you need a very big account to make 1% and get away with it. Like even on a 100K account, that's $1,000. It's something, but still, it's not enough to probably get away with. Why are you ignoring my questions? Because I probably missed it, man. That's probably why, if you want me to tell you the truth. Missed your question. Let me go see if I can find it. What are you waiting for to get a buy, and what are you aiming for when you get the buy? Yeah, we've talked about that 5, 6, 7 times. I'm waiting for price to close above this zone. And then once price is trying, it's trying. Once price can get above the zone, your first target's going to be 191. After 191, if we can cross through 191.31, then probably you're going back to the previous daily resistance, 191.93 here. 193. In that case, you have, what would you have to do if you make 1% in a month? Check why are you losing your trades? Is it because you lose and then you make 1%, or is it because you made more than 1% but then lose trades and then get back to 1%? So it depends on each scenario. $30-minute close as well in 7 minutes here. Yeah, let's see what happens in 7 minutes. Just for fun, what triggers you most? Asking for gold after giving an analysis a couple of minutes ago. Asking why you're not taking any trade. Telling you told them to buy or sell, bro. I'm more profitable than you, or just talking? To be honest, they all like silly questions, so they don't trigger me, but they just they're like, oh my god. All of them are the same level. Not one triggers me more than another, to be honest. 1,000 lot guy entered the market. Yeah, short. Now he's in drawdown. He's crying. He has this resistance here, 15-minute resistance to protect him. If not, we're entering longs, and he'll have to cry more. No bottom wick on 15, can come back to make it. Yeah, we have 6 minutes here. We'll see what happens on 6 minutes. Were people saying when next signal? Yeah, exactly. Please, I need sale right now. Buy or sell. Need to rent Lambo. Where buy? Number one question. Why in 15 minute, not 5 minute? Because 15 minutes is my confirmation time frame. As you can see here, 5 minute fakes out. You see 5 minute fake out, 5 minute did not close above here, but this is a clean example of where a 5 minute can fake out. This 5 minute right now, no bottom wick. It can pump here and then end up faking out. It's definitely possible here. Definitely possible. Would have preferred to see a bottom wick on this. I wish there was some sort of structure in here. Would have been beautiful to see some sort of structure. Next candle would be nice to see some deep bottom wick here. Would be ideal to see some form of deep bottom wick. You'd have to break even somewhere at this wick here. How much is that? 6 pips? Not much, but that's where you'd break even. 10 pips to here, 16 pips all the way up to here. It's a big candle to come through to do business like that. Could this be a shot if we create 5 minute structure on GG? Yeah, for sure. That would be the shot, yes. Now we just needed to chill a little bit. Don't want some rocket coming out here. The big decision here is waiting for 5-minute structure or rip break of high. That is the decision here. So that's the decision I have to make here. Do I want to wait for 5-minute structure, or do I just want to rip it now and close above, take it as a breakout? Or if it doesn't close above, it's a different story. If it does close above, I probably, if I get a nice bottom wick, I'll be happy to rip it break of high. Again, no bottom wick on this current 15 puts me off. Yeah, but the 15 will close, right? Doesn't matter. Why not? Look at the 30 close here. Are you worried about intervention? Not at these levels, no. Not yet. It's at 4-hour resistance, is it? No, it's not at 4-hour resistance. At this rate, it won't even close above, and all of the questions will be answered. Because it wouldn't have closed above. It's a 4-hour consolidation? Yeah. The only thing is you'd be trying to utilize volume here. But at the moment, it's not looking like it's closing above anyways. So we will need structure to get involved anyways. Because this could just be a liquidity grab to fall back in the range and continue ranging. How's the 30-minute closing? Has 30-minute closed above structure? Yeah, so 30-minute might close above structure here, which is definitely nice. So if 5-minute does create structure with this 30-minute closing above, potentially in 26 seconds, it's likely, but you know, a bit of downside could just ruin that. Then we could look for structure, then close above here. Right, here's the start of that structure. Let's see how the 30-minute closes. 30-minute just has to close above where my mouse is. Yeah, so 30 minutes closed above here. But we do need structure now. So probably another 5-10 minutes. I think 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes. Around 10-15 minutes probably for 5 to create structure and then close back above. You know? Same type of thing you said on the webinar? Yeah, exactly. That's how it would follow that, right? So 30 minutes still valid here, closed above. 15-minute basically, you know, closed above this most recent 15, but not above this range. So you would need that 5 to get out the range. But guys, I'm going to end the stream here because I don't know how long it will take to set up here. I'm going to chill with the guys in the exclusive. If the trade does end up coming in the next 5-10 minutes, you guys know the plan, right? The plan is either 15-minute candle closing above here. If you want to be aggressive, look for the 5-minute now to create structure and close above. And you can take a trade towards the upside to tap 191 or something like that. So make sure to understand the plan. You can still take the trade if it ends up playing out. I just don't know how long it will take. So yeah, if that ends up happening, then that will be the trade. So yeah, with that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp. Hopefully we get out this range by today, would be ideal. If this rejects and starts ranging, we just need to hope that it gets out the range, and then we'll pick it up from tomorrow. Gold, on the other hand, here is also still ranging. It's just been a ranging session here. So yeah, gold has been ranging here. So pretty tough on gold. You need to wait. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we get out of this range and we have some nice price action for tomorrow. And you know, by New York, keep an eye out. By New York, you might have some sort of setup formulate by New York. So yeah, appreciate everyone. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace. See you all.